What you're about to see is a real-life story, taken from the files of the police racket and bunco squads, business protective associations, and similar sources all over the country. It is intended to expose the confidence game, the carefully worked-out frauds by which confidence men take more money each year from the American public than all the bank robbers and thugs with their violence. I call this file the case of the hearse chaser. And oddly enough, the tip-off to this one was delivered right to my back door. It was just a few weeks ago in the morning lineup that I spotted Jess Cordell, who had been picked up on a drunk charge. Address 511 Brewster Street. Last address, McNeil Island Federal Penitentiary. The rap counterfeiting. Occupation engraver. I'd heard that Jess was going straight since his release from prison, and except for this drunk charge, his record was clean. So I had him brought to my office for a talk. Maybe I could help him, and maybe he could help me. What's the matter, Jess? Something bothering you? You know you can open up with me, and if you're in the right, I'm on your side.
You know I ain't no boozer, Captain. I guess I just had too much last night.
Sure, of course. Come on, sit down, Jess. Now, it's a good thing you're not on parole like Lou Christie.
Who? Oh, yeah, I heard he was out.
I don't suppose you've seen him lately.
Me? No, Captain. He's bad medicine. I don't want no part of him.
I should think not. That's why I want you to tell me the truth. Come on, let's have it.
I don't know what you mean. I don't know nothing, Captain. Honest.
Now, don't lie to me, Jess. One of my men told me that he saw you with him a couple of days ago. To be specific, you got into his car and drove off with him. Now, where did you go and what were you doing with him, and why did you tell me you hadn't seen him?
Well, like I said, Captain, he's bad medicine. I didn't want you to think I was doing something wrong. Yeah, I saw him. Bumped into him that day. He gave me a lift home. That's all there was to it, so help me.
And you're sure that's all there was to it, Jess?
I'm leveling with you. Cross my heart.
He's no good, Jess. And if you get mixed up with him, he'll only use you like he did the others and leave you holding the bag.
Well, I don't know.
Think it over. All right, you can go home now, Jess. Oh, Jess, that flashy convertible of Christie's, pretty good for a man just out of prison. Any idea where he got the money to pay for it?
He never said nothing to me. You here again?
Yes, you don't seem very happy to see me. I just dropped in for a second to say hello. Oh, well, I didn't know you were working.
Hello, Mr. Christie.
Hello, Peggy.
I'm just working on one of the pinup jobs.
Yes, and Peggy sure is a pinup job, huh, Jess?
Let's see if I can rustle us up a drink.
Oh, no. No drinks.
I suppose you gentlemen have things to talk about, so if you'll excuse me.
Wait a minute. Don't leave on my account.
You won't be needing me for a while, will you?
Well, no.
Pretty nice of my calendar company to furnish you with a model. Pretty nice for you, too, huh, Jess?
Yeah, all except the dough.
Well, if I had a gal like that posing for me, I'd do the job for free.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm sorry about not being able to give you more work, but I throw everything your way I possibly can. And I'm sorry about the short dough, too, but that's all they want to pay.
I guess it ain't your fault.
You know, if there's anything I can possibly do, let's say a small loan, perhaps. You know, after all, you and I have been through a lot together, huh?
Thanks, Lou. I don't know, though. I've been getting by.
Yeah? I was just thinking. No, I guess it wouldn't work. You've got to finish the work you're doing on this picture, and what I have in mind is a very, very rushed job. Anyway, maybe it's not even on your alley.
What do you mean, Lou?
Well, my company has a new angle. They told me to dig up an artist. You know, an artist that's good at character studies. Picture of an old man came up the hard way, a big business tycoon and all that sort of stuff. And it'll pay awfully well if you can do it.
I can do it. Give me a crack at it.
Well, I don't know. I know you're good at pin-ups, and I saw the sketches you did in prison, but frankly, that's not good enough for me to go on. But, you know, if you could possibly show me something...
Wait a minute. How's this?
Fine, fine.
What about this one?
That's excellent, excellent.
Will you use me, Lou?
That's the deal, but there's one hitch. Time is important. How fast can you work?
Like the wind.
Good, but don't sacrifice quality.
Don't worry about nothing.
How long will it take you to paint a portrait of this man?
Well, I got to get some supplies. A couple of days, I guess. But say, this has been cut from a newspaper. How come?
That's what the boss gave me. I guess he knows what he's doing.
But a newspaper clipping, I don't get it.
There are 2 C notes in it for you, Jess.
Are you sure this ain't a racket, Lou? What's the gimmick?
All right. There's no use trying to put anything over on a hep guy like you. That's my uncle in Indiana. And I just remembered it's his 25th wedding anniversary, and I want to surprise him and my Aunt Laura with it. Oh, they'll get a bang out of it.
You ain't been home in years. And why all this sudden interest in your family?
Well, confidentially, I hate the buzzards, but they're loaded with dough, and I'm the closest living relative. Get it?
Now, that makes sense. I knew there was some angle.
Jess, you said the job will take about 2 days. Well, that's not soon enough. If I don't send it off tomorrow, they'll never get it on time. Have the picture ready for me in the morning, will you?
Well, I could work all night, but I need a brush and some paint.
All right. Here, this should about take care of everything. And here's a bit of advice from an old friend. Lay off of the booze until this thing winds up.
Oh, I won't let you down, but I'll lose time on the pin-up job.
Oh, well, forget about that. I'll cover up for you.
When do I get paid for this?
Jess, you don't trust me?
It ain't that, but
Well, you just leave everything to me, okay?
Okay.
Virginia?
I'm making coffee. You want some?
No, thanks. Had breakfast out.
Good and hot. You sure? Mr. Christie, will you please answer me? What's up? Where'd you go this morning, early bird? Or do I have to wait till after the funnies for an answer?
Oh, I'm sorry, darling, but you know, this is business, and business before...
If you say that once more, I'll scream. We've been here almost a month and still nothing. We were all set up in Frisco, but oh no. We had to come to this burg.
Well, it's safer to keep moving. Anyway, you know why we're here.
Yeah, to find that artist friend of yours. The guy that was your cellmate at McNeil Island. And to dig up a sucker, I hope.
Now, please, let's not discuss prisons. Anyway, we found the artist, didn't we?
And don't I know it. Haven't I been knocking my brains out posing for him while you're out being a big man?
I know, darling, but somebody's got to keep tabs on him. What if he gets drunk and spills to the cops?
I know. But you've been paying him peanuts. Will he continue to play ball?
Yeah, he'll continue to play ball, all right. He needs dough. Anyway, he doesn't know, and I'm not going to tell him the racket it is. Last time I used a guy, he wanted half for the take. Half.
According to Maxwell, the man I had assigned to tail Christie, Lou stayed home for most of that evening.
Virginia, will you please turn that thing off?
All right.
Thank you.
You're going to work all night. It's past 12.
Well, I'm coming down the stretch. I just want to check his background again.
Nuts.
Huh?
I said nuts.
Oh, yes, dear. There. That's done.
It's about time. I'm ready for the booby hatch.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I'll make up for it tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we celebrate. Go out and buy yourself a new bonnet in the morning. It'll make you feel much better.
Oh, darling, I just love being married to you.
Yeah, and you love shopping sprees, too, don't you, huh? Oh, look, come here. Test me.
Okay, shoot.
His name, Henry Burton. Elks, Rotary, Chamber of Commerce. Age 55. I met him 6 months ago at a Rotary dinner.
Hadn't you better make it a year?
6 months. Now, wait a minute, let's see. He was the head of the Burton Meatpacking Corporation. Is that right?
Check.
The next morning, we had a break. Christie's wife came out earlier than usual. And about an hour later, Christie himself came out. My man quickly phoned in this information. He'd stay on Christie's tail while one of my other men searched the empty apartment.
Didn't expect you so early, Lou.
Did you finish it?
Yes, I got it done. Never painted so fast in my life. There it is. You like it?
Yeah. Looks okay. Oh, how does our little model like it? By the way, where is she?
Right here. And the little model likes it fine.
Yeah. Just did a good job. I'm proud of him.
Take a bow, Rembrandt.
Oh, it ain't that good.
You got any wrapping paper?
Sure.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Peggy, don't forget you're having lunch with me at my place today. Hey, you better come early. I want to go over that new account with you.
I'll be there.
Well, I thought we were going to eat here.
Why, Jess, darling, I believe you're jealous.
Well, that's silly. I just wanted to get your picture done, that was all.
I'll send it back to you right after lunch.
Okay. Okay.
At Christie's apartment, my man had to work fast. No telling when the Christies would return. He didn't find much in the desk, but in the wastebasket, he hit the jackpot. A slip of paper with information about Henry Burton scribbled on it. News items about the late millionaire. His obituary.
How about a drink, Peggy?
No, thanks. It's too early in the day for me. Boy, am I exhausted.
Poor kid. I'm sorry I had to put you to work, but I couldn't have swung this thing without you. You know, Jess would have gotten wise for sure if I hadn't planted you at his place.
No, let's not talk about that dumb goof. You know, I really think he had ideas about me.
You mean you and Jess? Oh, no.
Not many wives would do what I've done for you. Say, how much do you think you can get Mrs. Burton to kick in with?
Well, I was going to shoot for $5,000, but I guess that's a little too high. Oh, I'd like to speak to Mrs. Burton, please. Christie's my name.
I'm afraid that's impossible, sir. You see,
Look, I'm not a solicitor. Mr. Burton was a friend of mine.
Yes, but you see,
Who is it, James?
Mr. Christie to see you, madam.
I'll handle it, James.
Yes, madam.
I'm afraid your man thought I was a solicitor. Mrs. Burton, you have my deepest sympathy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Mr.
Christie. I was a friend of Henry's.
Oh? I don't remember his mentioning you. But then my husband had so many friends. I don't seem to realize yet that he is gone. But if you'd care to come in, you're...
Yes, I'd like to very much.
This way, please.
I hate to intrude at a time like this.
Well, won't you sit down, Mr. Christie?
Yes, thank you.
Were you a business acquaintance of my husband?
Well, no, not exactly. We belong to the same organizations. Elks, Rotary. As a matter of fact, it was a Rotary dinner that we first made the deal.
Deal?
Well, yes, you see, I'm an artist. And I had the good fortune and honor of having your husband sit for me.
Henry sit for a portrait? Why, that's difficult for me to believe. How could he? He was always so busy.
Well, it took almost 6 months, but he did it. He thought it would make such a nice present for you and the children.
You mean to say Henry really did pose for you?
Yes, he did, and I have it right here. Would you like to see it?
Oh, may I please?
Yes, of course.
Henry. Oh, it is beautiful. Henry.
He was a wonderful subject. Such a strong, honest face.
Oh, yes. Yes, I so long wanted a portrait of him, and now
Now you have it. And it's only $3,000.
$3,000?
Why, yes, that's the price Henry agreed upon.
Oh. Oh, all right. How shall I make this out, Mr. Christie?
Louis R. Christie, if you don't mind.
I can't tell you how this makes me feel. What a lovely remembrance from Henry. And the pose is so like him.
Thank you, Mrs. Burton. You're so kind.
Goodbye, Mr. Christie. And I still can't get over how you were able to capture the personality of my husband. Do call again.
I shall. It's a promise.
Hello, Mr. Christie. Are we too early?
Braddock.
Mr. Christie, do you know these men?
Oh, you must be Mrs. Burton.
Yes.
I'm Captain Braddock, the police department. This man is a known criminal.
Mr. Christie? Why,
I'll explain it to you later, Mrs. Burton. I'll take this if you don't mind. All right, he's yours, Max.
Why, it's a mistake. A big mistake.
That's right, and you made it, Christie. All right, take him away, Max.
But why did Mr. Christie choose me?
He was engaged in a very vicious racket, Mrs. Burton. What we call hearse chasing.
Oh.
You see, these men choose their subjects from the obituary columns and then contact the bereaved families with fake articles supposedly ordered by the deceased. Now, in 9 cases out of 10, the family will gladly pay the bill, thinking it was something the deceased wanted.
But this picture, it is Henry.
Christie cut a picture of your husband out of a newspaper and had an ex-cell mate of his make a copy of it.
Oh, and I believed it.
You're not the first one that he's convinced, Mrs. Burton. You see, he had the advantage over you because he knew that you were in no frame of mind to logically evaluate the situation. Just look at the picture again. Notice the rough brush marks, the harsh colors. This picture is hardly worth $3, let alone $3,000.
Oh, yes. Yes, I recognize that now. First, all I saw was Henry's face.
And so ended the case of the hearse chaser. Lou Christie was returned to McNeil Island just 2 months and 3 weeks after his release from there. But there are many more Lou Christies in every city of the United States. Men who are engaged in the various swindles practiced daily throughout the country. So let this story serve as a warning for you to be on the alert against the con men. If ever you're in doubt, call the police or any protective organization you may belong to.